The Relevance of Apostolic Fathers by Andrea St. Germain. The term apostolic father is traditionally used to designate the collection of earliest Christian writings in the New Testament. Designated or documents are primary resource to study the early Christian writings in the New Testament. Documents are primary a resource for study the early Christian writings, especially the post-apostolic period, AD 750, 150. The Apostolic Fathers. The Apostolic Fathers consisted of, but not limited to, Clement of Rome, Polycarp, Ignatius of Antioch, Polycarp, Diache, Hermanus, just to list a few of those. What relevance do the Apostolic Fathers have in contemporary world or current day? I pose this question a little differently. Why should we care about the writings of the Apostolic Father at all, given how old the writings are? Many people will have different answers because of one, we have different views, we have different outlooks, and how it will affect us is where we currently are in our walk in our life. Whether we believe in religion, two, what stage we are in religion, and so that will give us different views. For some people, the fact that the writings are the earliest Christian writings that are available to us after the New Testament is reason enough for the relevance of these writings. For some, the text will be seen as authoritative in fashion, or at least they're worthwhile to read to help them understand Christianity. While some will find some of these to be of great interest because they turn the apostolic faith to see it as a way of to restore it back to its ancient glory, or back to a Hellenistic Christianity type of view, if you generally have that type of outlook. The Apostolic Fathers show Christianity has evolved from its original ways to how it is now. So for some people, this alone will be enough to show its relevance. The Apostolic Fathers inspires many questions of relevance, but also relationship between Christians, Jews, Greeks. Several writings strike questions of relationship, but also the writings show relationship between the New Testament and the authors, especially John and Paul. Several of the writings also serve as models for the thinking and writing of later Christianity and early Christianity, which also encourages the writers of not only today, but also of the future, as far as the relationship to the apostolic time and today. But it also addresses the immediate problems that arose of Christianity of that time in the community, as far as the pastoral sensitivity. The authors were forced to address as far as the broad issues of God, as in the revelation of the humanity, as it intersect with the rise of religion and traditions and faith. It also spoke to the pastoral practices that arose as well in the teachings of the 12 apostles of Diache, also in the Polycarp and Clement, and those writings as well. The patterns of the apostolic fathers. It established patterns for the writers of today. For example, the fragment of Papias can be viewed as one of the first commentaries ever to be written for the Gospels, which was only five volumes before the surviving fragments were discovered. The Epistle of Barnabas is an illustration of the Old Testament that was popular among the Clement or Orion, but for contemporary Christians that share this same view, it was kind of hard to obey God's law seriously. Christians would continue to write for centuries, even to present day. Further relevance, it shows further relevance and traditions because for the simple fact that ancient hymns, creeds, Christian thoughts, worship, church organizations came from the writings. The modern reader can find traditions here that were used in early worship services that served as guides for how Christians communities conducted their daily affairs throughout the writings of the apostolic fathers. So we can look at these writings and not only see the construction of Christianity today and construction of Christianity in the past, but we can also see the formulation of the future. The saying goes, you don't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. So we can always look back to the past so that we can see where our future is going. So that's how we see the relevance of the apostolic fathers for current day, but also for the future. We can see it as a guide. We can see it as a tool, not only for history, for hymns, for traditions, for creeds, for writing, for tools for history, but for present day and for future.